Well, at least I don't look as weird as I did last night. When I drink too much, I get really weird now, apparently. I was thinking of making enchiladas, but there's one thing I haven't had in a long time, and those are Crispitos. We had them in school, and they would always give you a free second, like free seconds. And it wasn't unlimited, but you could go back and get another one. And oh, I love those. Those were so good. Like we had really pretty good food at our school. Like and the cooks or whatever you call them. There's like a special word for people that cook for schools. Lunch ladies. There you go. The lunch ladies actually gave a shit. They knew everybody. They knew everybody's name. We had hundreds of people. You know, they always cared, and they were really good people. So when they cooked for us, like they cooked for us. It wasn't just we're gonna order something. We had a high budget too, and the school was very proud of that because we were like our school is I think it's called Blue Ribbon or something. It's one of the highest uh, accredited schools in the entire state of Nebraska. I was very lucky to get to go there. Like our education, we had amazing teachers, like people that you could just argue with, fight with, come back the next day, and you get over it. They were such, they were just, I look back and I hated school. It was horrible. Having to wake up at 6 a.m. every day when I can't fall asleep. I only get to sleep like 4 hours. At that time, typically it was 6 hours. And so you're already irritable. I had to sleep through some classes too, just to because there were certain things, and it wasn't even disrespectful to the teachers. It was just like I am so fucking tired right now. And we would all just God, it was a good time. Thinking back to that, and teachers they have a different mindset. They're kind of like police, like good police, and how uh, they have to see each person equally and uphold the integrity of faculty. And man, my body is sore. I would love some Crispitos. This episode's so funny. I've been watching this show for as long as it's been around, and I always watched it in Japanese, and they actually have it on in Japanese in Tubi. English version sucks. Japanese version's awesome. And what was I gonna say? I don't even remember. I'm busy thinking about Crispitos. Maybe that's why it triggered that. We had beef Crispitos. And basically, gigantic versions. What the fuck are those things called? I can't remember them. Maybe I'll make some chorizo. There, taquitos. There. basically like giant taquitos. But they had a different, like, different flavor palette to them. Sort of like well cooked chorizo, where that gets that sort of beef graininess. I don't know how else to describe it. And those are so good. I miss those. Even if I could find a recipe, I doubt I could, make it as well as those lunch ladies did. I remember always getting an extra milk, and I would sneak the free milk card under the tray. And so I would steal an extra milk because I needed a lot of milk. Like, I was drinking a gallon of milk at home a day after school, let alone, needing it during the day. I still drink a ton of milk. It's one of my favorites, but as you get older, and if you drink alcohol, it congeals in your stomach, and it's not as good a quality as, and it's so expensive now. It used to always be affordable in Colorado and a high quality, but it could just be, I have IBS or something, or because I do, like, my stomach can get so irritated easily, and but then there's like seasonal changes of milk quality, so that makes you know that it's real, because cows, when they produce milk, like, they have to be in a stress-free environment, and living in Colorado is one of the most stressful environments for cows and cattle. It's too inconsistent, and so the milk changes in the winter versus the summer. So the milk quality should be going back up, but we'll see. Some of it's annoying though. Like, that voice is annoying to me. But the more I've watched it, the fillers become better over time. They're more. Parents think they know everything. They think they know everything. When we had that fire in Estes, and maybe, unless I'm being delusional, I got a video of pre and post. I do tend to forget some things, so it's always good to assume that you are wrong. But my parents are idiots. I do not consider them intelligent people whatsoever. And I consider them morons, honestly. Oh, yeah. Got that big fucking thing out of my face. That thing is nasty. Holy crap. Oh, that feels so much better. I've been studying the wildlife in Colorado for 30 years. Like, I literally have 30 years of experience. I haven't been seeing any bulls. I think they're being poached. There's a lot of Southerners here. No, tons of them that have no respect for anybody but themselves. And those people, I'm guessing, are the trophy hunters. Would not surprise me one bit. They don't earn respect. They have no respect for other people. And they think that they deserve it. They're terrible. What the fuck is wrong with this goddamn website? Why do I need studio on YouTube? Like, it used to just be scrolling through your videos all the way down. And I get maybe it's over, stressing the processors, but also it's really fucking inconvenient. It's annoying to have to keep clicking on this fucking arrow. I don't know. I have no idea where the fuck I'm at on my videos. Apparently I have to remember everything that I've ever done, ever. Is that golden? That's golden. What the fuck? What the fuck is that video? I didn't delete those. Obnoxious shit. Can't imagine that I would delete those videos. I don't even know where I'm going. Forwards or backwards, but it's going up and down. Like, what the fuck? How fucking useless can you be, YouTube? Why you always gotta change shit? It worked fine. It was intuitive. It functioned. Holy hell. God damn it. What? I can't, like... YouTube, you suck. You suck and you suck. Okay. October 24th. Okay, I was mistaken. At least I can accept proving myself wrong. But I still remember. At least I think I do. Coming through. These are interesting lines. Look at these ones. That is weird, right? Like, what the fuck? Goes up. It keeps... That is strange. That's new. I was painting my face again last night. Oh boy. People think I'm weird. No wonder. I was talking to, what was it, my ex's friend? Supposed friend. Found out that she had been manipulating and lying to both of us, her group of friends, to separate us, basically, so that she could control and use me. And then used her father as an excuse. So I got along with him really well. And I gotta get this off my face before I go to the store. And she would use her father as an excuse to me to go out and do things, which I think was cheating, is what it was. Because I got really curious once and I went to her father's. I was like, why can't I hang out with you? You live with me. We've been living together almost 2 years. At that time, it was over a year and a half. And it's like, why aren't you inviting me over to hang out with your father? Like, you don't live with somebody for 2 years and isolate your family from them. That was very suspicious. And she even tried to like entrap me in stalking. And I realized this when her friend mentioned it. And I remember her saying, "Why don't you just follow me sometime?" I'm like, that's pretty weird. Why would I do that? Anyway, she was. I confronted her manager, and he was an ups. He was honest, good guy, and like I when I kicked her out, it was a test to see that, you know, well, she's always using her father as an excuse. She'll go to her father. So I went there to like basically propose to her. Was not there. Father knew nothing about it. She told all of her friends that he was a pedophile. She convinced them that I'm a rapist. She convinced everybody around, like, okay, that this guy's a bad person, to separate and isolate her friends from her father. The connection, like, there's an entire network of, like, dissecting and sociopathic tendency here that I did not even consider whatsoever until I was talking to her friend. And two, the school that they went to is not like a real school. It's like this small little private school run by transvestites. They're grooming them to mutilate their own bodies instead of teaching them that their mind and thoughts are inherent properties that everybody possesses. But what you are is what your body is. That's how I was grown up and raised. And I still, I remember when I was a little kid, I used to play with like dolls and stuff, like baby dolls. And I asked when I would have a child because I thought, I would have a child. I didn't understand gender at that time. I was 4, maybe 3. And they explained to me, that no, you can't have a child. And like we were raised to accept what we are and who we are, and understand the mind connects us all. Anyway, so she, both of her friends, she had her uterus surgically removed. Not because of cancer. I asked her specifically because I wanted to test her, and I made some advances towards her and really flaunted my capacity for romance. And I know how to seduce women, so I wanted to see. And she had a hysterectomy. She never had cancer. That's the only reason to get a hysterectomy. You don't get your uterus surgically removed. They're all mentally fucking ill. Like, that's fucked up. That is self-mutilation. Like, that's, that, I, then she thinks that I'm breaking the law, and she's going to call the cops on me, asking where I live so that she can call the cops on me. For confronting reality, the truth. The school that she went to, they're dishonest people. They don't actually educate whatsoever. They basically just charge you a bunch of money and put the kids in a room, and then they emotionally manipulate them slowly over time, and it's grooming is what it is, right? So like that manipulation, I think, translated into the psychotic nature of my ex and her friends and how they all manipulate one another. And like anybody who's honest is like illegal or something. Like it's illegal to be honest to them, to confront them, to talk to them about the truth. Like figuring out what the fuck happened so that I can, finally get some closure and move on. Like it's been 12 years and I have an eidetic memory, so I relive things in my mind constantly. I torture myself, but that's just because I have that capacity, that ability. So I'm going to use it and figure out, and I'm constantly studying and training. It's just how I have to be. And I was just like blindsided by it. I had no idea how fucked up she really is. Because that's a true sociopath. Like, that's Ted Bundy level shit, man. Not that she's a murderer or anything. She's not a serial killer. But the way he would manipulate people and control them and own them is the same thing as somebody, like, I'm over here. Oh, my nose is itchy. I'm over here. Her friends are over here. Her father's over here. And every one of us has been manipulated by this little vector of her to think differently about every single other person. God, my nose is so itchy right now. I hate when that happens. Anyway, it took me 12 years to figure that out. It took me 3 years to figure out Bryan Kohberger's motives, because he'll never admit it, obviously, but he wanted to overcome the reputation of his professor, which is renowned. She's a renowned criminologist that has studied everything, and she's like the top of analyzing serial killers and stuff and crimes and understanding, because criminology goes into so much more than just crimes and murder. But he wanted to overcome her, but he couldn't. So what did he have to do? Create a crime that then he can study the survivors, and then get his PhD from that. It's the only way that he could figure out how to get his PhD, because a PhD it's like a bubble, right? And then there's a little bump. And every PhD is just another bump around the circle of knowledge. And then it expands out to that level too. And if you can't add a bump, which is a unique idea, a unique study, something that's never been done before, you don't get a PhD. That's why it's so difficult to have them. And yeah. So anyway, studying all of that, and finally realizing I dated a true fucking sociopath. Like, connecting all of the little memories and the lies. Once I wanted to take her swing dancing, so she used my approach for a date. I wanted to, I'd come to her. I'm like, I want to take you dancing. I want to go swing dancing with you. She made an excuse and went out with her friends to go swing dancing. She was living with me at that time. That's really fucked up. Like, that's when I started to, I was questioning it. And I was like, well, okay, let's see. It's still not worth, like she's willing to live with me. Let's continue and keep pursuing. But time and time and time again, never being called her boyfriend to anybody. Nobody knew who I was. And then talking to her friend, she thinks I'm a fucking liar. She thinks, like, her replies, like, I'm a liar, I'm this and that, and all sorts of just crazy, confounded, and twisted things. You never hung out with me one fucking time, but you have all these opinions about me? Who the fuck put them there? My ex-girlfriend. The vector. The one manipulating all of these people. She was sick, dude. She's still fucked up. I mean, she had her breast surgically removed. Married a meth head looking motherfucker. Ugliest dude I've ever seen. She's got like more facial hair now than I do. Luckily, she moved out of Colorado. But I'm glad that she's gone. She does not deserve to be here. And this place is for love, not for that. Like, for somebody that was so embossed in their family and her father, for her to leave and never see him again potentially, that's a bit strange too, right? She moved to Minnesota. I don't know what it is about people. Like, there's like typically a lot of people from Colorado move to like Minnesota, Oregon, or North Dakota too. It's pretty weird. But oh my god, I gotta clean all this off. I spilled leather dye all over my hand last night. And that's why I decided to paint my face. It's coming back to me now. Oh. And, man, I'm just a fucking mess, apparently. But all this stuff is, this is all stuff that being here, knowing that potentially, like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life here. All this stuff that I've been holding back and hiding from myself, even, is resurfacing. So I have to address that to get rid of it so I don't become self-destructive for this environment. And I can focus then on bettering this place for the next generation. There's a lot of trees to replant. I met some guy yesterday. I decided to go sit down on the hill and just look. But there were people, so I was calling to them. I'm like, oh. And they all like ran away. But I mean, they were like 250 yards away, but they got in their vehicle and left. Who's that creepy motherfucker on the hill over there on the mountain? And then the Scottish fellow, he walks up, he's walking his dog around. I go, hello. He's like, hi. And he's still like 200 yards away. And I was like, you get it. Good fun. Beautiful accent. Asked if he was here for the Scottish Festival. I can't remember if it's in April or August. But no, he clearly lived here because he asked if I bought a certain property. And that would be strange to lie about being here for a festival at the wrong time of year, but know the property's here. So, whatever. As long as he isn't trying to assassinate me or something. Like I think the actual term for assassination is for some sort of political figure, though. You have to be of importance. I am not of importance. Oh yeah, I want some fucking Crispitos so bad. Oh, I miss them. God, I miss them. I loved Crispito Day. They were so good. Like we always had fresh vegetables. We had fresh salads. But you could make your own salad and stuff like that. Kids would put ranch dressing on pizza. We would have stuffed crust pizza once a year. Everybody looked forward to that, and it was legit. It wasn't just, they actually formed the dough and rolled uh, cheese into it. Like they actually made the pizza. It was so good. Makes DiGiorno look like trash, something you picked out of the trash. Like it was genuine. And Spaghetti Day too. They made amazing bolognese. Oh, I loved, and you got infinite refills too. You could eat as much as you wanted. We had this kid. He like he would run to the front of the line. He was the first person to get spaghetti. He would down that before the next person sat down. No joke. He would literally he wouldn't even chew it. He would just swallow it. And then he would go and get more. They had to stop him because he would eat. I think his regular was like 13 servings. Nobody in the entire school could do that. And we only had, I think it was 20 minutes to eat at most before we had to go back. And this guy fucking ate 13 servings in under 20 minutes. And they're not small servings either. It's literally like a half a pound of food. If not more. I don't even, we never waited or anything, but the tray was loaded. And, damn, I'm always out of sake. Sake always puts me in a good mood. So much better than being sober. Not that I'm drunk or anything, but just puts me in a good mood. So I don't have to feel all the things that I feel. Especially my naivety. Can't believe I let myself do that. Could you even call it dating? We just lived together and fucked, apparently. Because we never really did anything other than ride bikes together. Every date idea I ever had, she took it and she went and did those things with other people. How dumb. I can't believe I let myself be that fucking pathetic. Hmm? Oh my god. I know, dude. You're just nuts. People that proclaim experience as proficiency but don't recognize it in other people. That's why I consider my parents to be just fucking morons. Like, I haven't been seeing any bowls anywhere. Sometimes. It's pretty rare. It's a low flying jet. Nah, probably training, yeah. They love flying around here. Once or twice a year, you'll get from the Air Force Academy some jets that are having just a good fucking time. They're really fun. That didn't sound like a. That sounded more military too. That's a no breaking of the sound barrier, but you don't hear commercial jets. Because they usually come from DIA. It could be a descending jet, but it sounded like it was going that way. Denver's that way. Well, that way. Reflecting sound waves. I don't think so. Sounded military. To me, anyway. But I can't, know what jet it was. I mean, I passed the blind test for violins. Like, I could tell you at one point, I just have a shit memory, but at one point, I could tell you what violin was being played. I used to take that test once a year. This stuff is gooey. Is that erotic when I say gooey like that? I'm gonna get banned from Reddit again? Because it's sexually suggestive to enunciate like that? Gooey. Fucking website is a piece of shit. I want to make some Crispitos. I'll use chorizo too. Hy-Vee, oh my god, I have not heard that in ages. Hy-Vee is a Nebraskan grocery chain, and they are awesome. Wow. You can get a ton of those for $6. What? Yeah, Nebraska has really great grocery stores. If I can get Crispitos, I'm taking those instead. Oh, it's chicken Crispitos. I don't want those. Oh, Hy-Vee, how I miss you. This is an Iowa store. Man. Definitely, like, the best grocery store I've ever known is Hy-Vee. And what's that sausage? I haven't even talked about it in years. It's a Czech sausage made from like pig face and other meats that are left over that are boiled and steamed off of the bones from after slaughtering. It starts with a J. It's a weird word, and you can pronounce it in two different ways. Oh, God, I miss that. What is that? Let's see if Google knows. Yaternice. There you go. Yeah, it's a weird word. Yaternice. 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 Jatternice. I don't know. I never learned how to speak Czech. Sadly, they didn't teach me at all. They should have. It's a fun language. I have the tongue for it. Yaternice. I think that's why Czech women are so happy. We have a tongue that can roll. I love some Yaternice. Some Jatternice. My grandmother used to hand make it, and it was my favorite. Like, all-time food, my favorite. It's so weird too, because it's a sausage that you fry, then you slice it open, and I would always leave uh, the wrapping or skin or whatever. It's an intestine, but it's real. And so I would leave that too, and you just chew on it like gum after you're done eating it. And then you fry it and you flatten it out. And I would always cook it raw. Like, there's nothing more satisfying to me than Yaternice. And, we had a grocery store back home that still made it. It was good, but it wasn't my grandmother's. And I'll never forget the smell of being in the room with her. It's like a barn type building, and her making it and grinding the meat, and the smell is awful. It's just awful. Like, dead animal smell is not necessarily great. And but I love that. And everybody was shocked that I liked it so much. My friend in high school, I brought some over because I couldn't even go into my kitchen anymore back home because my mother was a hoarder. She filled up the whole kitchen, so I couldn't even cook for myself anymore, let alone somebody else cook for me. I always cooked for myself. I love cooking. That's not a problem. My father's a terrible cook. He's a freaking idiot in the kitchen. He can't do anything right, other than make soggy French toast, which I always like to. His soggy French toast was really good. But so I go to his house because his mother and father, like, I would go there and just watch TV with his father and just hang out with him. He didn't care. He didn't complain. All he had was his whiskey, and he was happy. He'd sit there. I just walk in because they told me just walk in anytime you want. They were like my second family, and I would just walk in. And they're like, "Is Joe here?" "No." "Okay." I just go and sit on the couch and watch TV with them. He would end up coming back and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" "I'm watching TV with your dad, dude." And I would spend time in the kitchen with his mother and just hang out with her too. And it was almost because, like, my grandparents were gone at that time, and they were kind of like grandparents, how they were. That's why they would let me shower there. And she and her husband ran a diner for a while, so she was a really good cook. I never complained about anything she ever cooked. I only had compliments. Like, it was like, I don't lie. Like, if I don't like something, I won't fucking eat it. And she always impressed me. I miss her. But I was really fucked up, like, always have been. Drank all this? Holy shit. No wonder. I feel so weird today. Drink all my gin. I think that's enough reflection. Other than, I remember a time when someone vandalized another of my friend's garages, and his mother was a teacher at our school that I always got along with really well. I just loved her. She was awesome. And the father was the DA, the district attorney, and he blamed me without any evidence whatsoever that I vandalized their garage. Yeah, he was a big piece of shit. We didn't have good district attorneys. Law enforcement too wasn't impressive. They had no honor. And like, yeah, we had really bad police. The good ones were removed, and the town was overtaken by sheriffs. And they removed the local police, which were actually honorable men that you could argue with. And they would argue back with you. And, they were good cops. Those were the good ones. And they got removed. And the place was just overrun with these hot-headed wannabes that had no respect for anybody. Nobody knew who they were, where they came from. They just showed up and took over. And they were bad people. And one of them made a false claim and violated me. He searched my vehicle, though all his dog did was sit down. That's not a sign for a dog that smells or doesn't smell something. Like, there was nothing in my vehicle. He says, this dog indicated that there's drugs in here, and I'm going to have to search your vehicle. He tried to give me a felony for having a nightstick. I met him again. When I went back to Nebraska, I go to my farm. That's our land. Like, I'm the inheritor. He fucking shows up there. That same cop that did that shit. And I'm like, I got my guns in my car. I could literally end you and bury you out here and nobody's gonna fucking care. That's what I'm thinking. Because, like, I know how corrupt he is. But, nope. He was fine. At that time, I think he matured a bit. He realized, he tells me, I remember who you are. In an emphasis of apology type of means. And threatened to search my vehicle again on our private property. And I just go, that's none of your damn business. Essentially. I just decided to leave. I don't know. If I ever go back, he gives me another hard time. That'll be probably the first murder I commit, because he deserves it. Guy's a big piece of trash. You don't do that to people. You don't, let alone where I grew up, and on our own property, the audacity. But I think he just suspected, because I've been living in Colorado, that I'm smuggling drugs or something. I went back to remember, torture myself again with my past and remember my grandmother. When I went there, all I could do was cry. I couldn't even walk. Remembering everything. And so I don't go back anymore. Everything was so different. Everybody was different. I didn't even recognize anyone. And no one recognized me. Watching those kids. Good kids, though. Good men. I was at the gas station just analyzing people, seeing how people are now. Or were then, at that point, anyway. And just young guys that have a stature to them that you can tell they're raised on a farm and that they're going to take care of it. And I felt a bit of pride for my community. God, I love the smell of linseed oil. It smells so good. I'm a fucking pile of nonsense. All this stuff is resurfacing, you know. Woman who told me that she was in love with me. I offered her to move here and start a family, and she just basically laughed at me. So I guess that word doesn't really mean much to women, as any woman that has ever told it to me and used that term. It's not anything but I've tried to analyze it. I don't really know. But I suspect it's just an emphasis of a time and joy and euphoria that you experience. Whereas for men, what love means is to feel a selfless desire to overcome anything for somebody else. Men, when they feel love, cannot forget it. Women, when they feel love, can love anything or anyone. And it's because of like these inherited traits of war that I personally, I can't prove this theory, but love for women, I believe, is their ability to strive to reproduce inherently, because so many women, every woman has rape in their history through warfare, and that they have to be able, and I think it's the foundation of Stockholm Syndrome, honestly, too, but they have to produce more life. That's why, like, a woman, even if she's raped, she will still love the child. And that's why a lot of women are submissive, why they like to be taken. They don't want to have to tell you to. It's because that'll tell you that those are the ones that were in their lineage. It's like this psychologically inherited trait. And I call it Stockholm affect. It's not necessarily just derived from that. It's actually just all of us are affected by it. Like every single person on Earth experiences Stockholm effect. And it's probably my greatest psychological theory, because nobody else has recognized this, at least that I've ever researched. It means that time holds us as prisoners. So all the choices we make, we have to justify them. And so that girl that is friends, or I don't know what she wants to pretend she is anymore, she, the friend of my ex, the sociopath, I just told her, like, you have Stockholm effect. Like, you're making these weird choices. You're mutilating your body. You can't, there's no justice that can return you back to the way you were. So you have to rationalize and resolve those choices to keep existing. You become a prisoner of your own choices. And so Stockholm effect is us, like, objectifying reality and often then blaming other people for your own choices. If people then try to be honest, oh my God, or say something differently to you than what you are experiencing Stockholm effect when you cannot rationalize the truth. Like, you know, having your uterus surgically removed, you didn't even have to do that. That's like me going to a doctor and asking him to cut off my penis. Like, that's fucked up. Like, you just, instead of learning to accept and love who you are. And so she, like, I haven't experienced that level of it in a long time. It's very rare that people are that sick that no amount of honesty can rationalize your choices that were wrong. You have to succeed, to survive. You know, your choices and your mistakes become what is correct versus other people. No matter, you can't rationalize with them. You, you you could explain every dynamic principle of reality to these people, the ones that are truly sick with it, and you are always wrong, even though you know that you're right. And I've studied it, tried to help it, but there's no way to, because we are all experiencing it. Every choice that we make to succeed in life, we need to rationalize our choices as being correct. Because reality is rough, it is honest, and we have these minds that can imagine and create not just delusions or psychosis, but minds that can just do anything that we want them to do, though we can't alter reality around us. And so, I have been talking for an hour. Oh my God.